Good morning, or what time is in your time zone? We are happy to meet you here today and welcome to Mindset to Results. And today our guest is Kim Rahir. She was journalist and then she had a very big challenge with her health and she overcame serious illness. And after she became physically strong, she decided to dedicate her life to help women who are struggling physically, to show them the way how they also can become strong and thrive in life. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Elena. Thanks for having me.
You are most welcome. Tell us your story. You really are so strong woman who had these life challenges and decided to win.
Yes, it was actually like an entire saga. It was like two different bouts of illness. It started when I was 45. I had a great job, three kids, lived in a nice house, and thought it was like best times. Everything was fine, and from one day to the next, I realized that I was seeing double. I went to see the doctors. They sent me to the hospital. They said it was something autoimmune, but they didn't know exactly what it was. After 3 weeks, I was completely paralyzed from the hips downwards. I couldn't move. It was so scary. It was obvious that my own immune system was attacking my nerves, and that was causing the paralysis. But because I had symptoms all over the place, like the cross-eyed and the paralysis, they couldn't really decide what it was. I got all kinds of treatments, and one of them must have somehow helped because I very slowly got better. After 6 weeks, I could leave the hospital in a wheelchair, but I got like incrementally, slowly, I got better. I had to learn to walk again, first with two crutches, then with one crutch, and I got better. And they eventually decided that what I had was a one-off syndrome that, it hits you, comes and goes. And got a year more of treatment, and then I was told that I was fine and that I could just live my life. I was so happy. It was amazing. It took me about 6 months to walk again. And I was really grateful. And even though it was very, very scary, especially at the time when you don't know what's going on with you, it's so scary and you're just hoping for some kind of diagnosis. And then also when you're in hospital, you are totally powerless. For me, that was a very, very big experience that I, couldn't even decide. I mean, I was paralyzed. I couldn't even decide when I wanted to shower or things like this. But in a hospital, you don't decide who's in your room or if there's someone in your room, when the light is on, when the light is off, when you wake up in the morning, you have no power at all. And that was the worst part of that experience for me. So when I was told that I was fine, I was really happy and grateful, and I lived my life differently already because I realized, it's so much more important to be able to walk and to make your own decisions than it is like if your kids have done their homework properly and all these small things that you always get worked up about when you're a mom.
Mm.
But then after another year, I felt my left hand going numb, and I knew that wasn't good. And I got more exams and tests and checkups. And after another year, I was told that I had multiple sclerosis. And that was a really low blow because, I had overcome this first thing. I was so happy about this. And then they told me that I had a much scarier, sort of lifelong affliction. And that that was like really like pulling the rug out from under my feet. And the doctor said I needed lifelong treatment. I fought him on that. I didn't want lifelong treatment because I didn't want to lose my power again. But
Mhm.
I had to give in. I had to start injecting myself 3 times a week. But the one thing I decided to do was because I had, yes, my left hand to this day has is like a bit numb. But otherwise, I could walk. I could move normally despite those relapses. And I decided I wanted to become like really strong. I had this urge to go to the gym and become physically strong. And even though the doctor said something like, "Oh yeah, but maybe be careful," I didn't care. I just wanted to be strong, and I lifting, started lifting heavier, always with good form, following like a very good professional program, and I got better and better. So my neurological checkups, they were like 2 minutes. I walked in, they looked at me, and they do these things like, you look, follow the finger with your eyes and stuff, very briefly. And I got better and better. And one day, when we had moved to Spain and I had a new neurologist, at some point he said that it was okay for me to try to stop the treatment. And I said, "Wow, yes, please." Because injecting yourself is painful, it has side effects, and it was very unpleasant. And it's sort of, it's not. It's not a nice life when 3 times a week you feel like you get the flu and the skin gets very sore at the injection site. So yeah, I said, yes, please, let's stop this. I'm happy to do this. And that was 7 years ago, and I have had no treatment and no relapse ever since. And that was also the time when I decided I wanted to change my career, because I felt like I was onto something with this strength program. And I'm not claiming that you can cure MS with this, but what it did for me, I mean, I got physically so strong and so healthy, but it also helped my mental health. And I think this is what saved me, because it makes you so confident and so fulfilled and so happy and optimistic. And that's what I want to share with all those women out there who are struggling, who think that, especially in midlife, from your 40s onwards, in your 50s, you think it's too late, you can't do anything. You have achy joints, or achy shoulders, or all kinds of problems that arise during that age and that make you think that it's too late for you. And this is something I want to share with every woman out there. It's never too late. And by doing this very simple thing, like by becoming physically strong, you can solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, that is amazing story, Kim, and I'm so glad that you're sharing it because, of course, there are so many people and women who are going through such situations when they just face with this diagnosis, and the worst, even when they don't know even what is going on. And first that comes, it's just a fear, and maybe it just even feels like it is not real, like they can wake up and it will nothing, like it will disappear, right? Like, did you have that feeling that you just think that you would
Yes,
like it just to be a dream, and that you just want to wake up and see that everything is good again and you're healthy?
absolutely. This feeling that, oh, come on, this can't be true. This can't be real. Um, it's something that you have right away. And in a way, it also helped me, because it kept me from taking on that identity of a sick person. In my mind, I still wanted to be someone who's well, who's healthy, who can do what they enjoy, and who holds on to her power. On the other hand, the fact that it was so scary and that is so difficult to look into the future, because with MS, you really do not know what the future brings. It's different for every single patient. Also helped me focus on the present. If I were to look ahead, like what's going to happen in a few months' time, or in a few years' time, or in 20 years' time, I would be so scared. So I just decided to focus on the present day, enjoy the time with my children, enjoy every single day. And I think that also helped me sort of stay sane, and not give in to that fear and that darkness that's sort of lurking in the future. And you don't go there, you don't look there, you just do what you can do today. And I think that's very empowering, because there's always something that you can do today. If you start doing it, you feel like you're in charge of your own life, and that you're moving forward.
Yeah, this is very, very important point. So let's discuss from the situation the relation between body, mind, and spirit. Because in your situation, it is so strong. These three components are so strong. So the body became weak, became sick. Yes. And let's see your spirit. Your spirit was strong. Yes. And your spirit didn't agree that you are sick, because in that situation there was two different scenarios, like two different future. You could say, yes, I am sick, so what I can do, and this is what is my life. I just sick, and then you just started being sick and see yourself sick, and as the result, you would be sick. You would be maybe in wheelchair all your life. And another scenario is that you didn't agree that you're sick. You rejected that idea. You rejected that idea, and you saw yourself as you are healthy. And because you used your mind to see yourself healthy, this put you in the different rejection. And this is how it works, that we always have the choice to accept or to reject whatever happens. And if we accept any fact which we don't like, we just will go automatically to that direction and see all the consequences. But I really want to acknowledge you were so strong, like your spirit and your mind were strong, as you told just now, that you decided to be wealthy and healthy, right? Because health is our wealth with us, as we understand.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes, and you decided to be healthy, and because you rejected that situation, that your reality, you were keeping in your mind that picture that you are healthy. And because you were having that picture that you are healthy, your subconscious mind started to show you the way what you can do. And this is very interesting thing. Like when we find ourselves in difficult situation, it is a good question to ask ourselves, if I could become healthy in your case, what I could do, right? What I could do if there would be a chance to become healthy again. And this is what exactly you did. You asked what
Yes.
you could do, and then you started slow, do what you could do, right? So tell us a little bit more about this, because this
Yes.
is very important.
I think this what I think is really important to understand in this complex relationship that you just described between mind and spirit and body. It always is a two-way relationship. It goes all ways. Um, so let's say you feel that you need a different mindset. You feel that you have l- limiting beliefs. You have things you feel that in your mind you're not the person you want to be. um, I think you can also help your mindset by doing things. So you want to be that person who looks after herself, who works out, who practices self-care. And it's not enough to wait for something to happen in your mind. If you have that mindset and if you visualize yourself like you just described, it's very powerful. But you cannot sit and wait for that mindset to sort of come over you like the Holy Spirit. If you feel that your mind is sort of still um, lingering in a place where you're not quite sure, you can help your mindset along by doing things. So you start taking small actions, you start doing the things that the person would do that you want to be. And this way, it becomes like a snowball effect. It becomes a virtuous cycle because you're doing stuff that proves to your mind, I can do things. And then your mind becomes more confident and says, oh, actually can do things. So I will do more. And it's like, it's really, you can create a virtuous cycle like this. And that's what happened for me. I started working out and lifting, um, despite my doctor saying stuff like, oh, be careful. And so I proved to myself that, yeah, I didn't want to be that sick person. And actually, I wasn't because I was doing things. And then, you can sort of reinforce both sides of the equation all the time and then move forward like really quickly.
Yes, exactly. So first you make decision, yeah, to be sick or to be healthy. And then when you make decision, you see what you can do every day, even little things, but move forward. And when you do those steps and you see results, even if they're small results in the beginning, but when you do and see results, it enforces your belief that you can do right? And next time you take the biggest step, and again it reinforces you believe that you can do, and you can see that picture more vivid. Because if you see that picture of you're healthy, it means that you believe that you can do, right? And
Yes.
when you believe, your subconscious mind starts to helping you, because you doing steps, and subconsciously you you will be moved to that direction. And that is why it is so important never give up and understand that our body is the lowest form of us. We have spirit that is higher form. Yeah, we have intelligence, like intellect, right? Intellect, and we have body, we have mind. So the body is just physical form, and when we understand that we can use our mind to control our body, that body doesn't control us. Because what happens in many cases, then when people get sick, they just at the level of their body, and they just say, okay, this is my body, it gets sick, and doctor said that I have to be have treatment all my life. As you, in your case, you were told that you would need the treatment all your life, right? So you could accept it and have the treatment and do nothing, or you could reject it and say, no, I'm strong, I can become healthy. And the worst scenario is that it will be the treatment all my life. But what if there would be best scenario, and I can start small steps and become stronger and can win this situation? And this is exactly what happened.
Yes. I think there's also a little bit of a social element to this. Like when, and I see this in my conversations with women, when a doctor tells you something, many women just tend to accept this and think, okay, this is what I have to do. And oftentimes without fully understanding what's going on. So many women I talk to tell me, well, I have this thing. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm taking medication. I don't know exactly what it does. It's just the doctor told me to do this. And that's also a way of giving away your power, your power over your own body and over your own health. It doesn't mean that you know better than the doctor, but if the doctor knows better, well, he might as well explain to you what's going on. And you want to ask question after question after question, so you keep that idea in mind that you are in charge, that you are making the decision. You are not just receiving some kind of treatment for some kind of thing, and you have no idea what this is. You want to ask all the questions and do not leave the doctor's office until you know exactly what's going on, so you can have that mindset, that really intellectual power of knowing and then making your choices, because that's also crucial. If you do not sort of take charge of your own choices, you will spend your life thinking, this happened to me, this was decided for me, this was going on, there's nothing I can do. And you want to really always bring it back to your own choice, and keep your power and say, this is what I want to do.
Yes, exactly. And it is not even enough to speak to one doctor, because if it is really serious situation, and the doctor tell that you have to go through operation, at least three doctors you have to speak, because
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yes.
you can find out that one doctor said that you have need operation urgently, and you go to another doctor and he said that no, you can just see like if you maybe improve, and then if not, and the third doctor can say that you don't need operation, there is another alternative method which we can use, and it will be more safe for you. Yes, so it is so good to understand that doctors also are humans. Yes, and
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, like, some people like they go, "Oh, doctor said like it is God said, right?" But
Yes.
doctors are humans, and we even don't know how they studied at the university. Yeah, everybody just
Yeah,
different.
and they don't live in your body, so you're the one who's responsible at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, always be in control. And another thing is not to make decisions from the place of fear. Never make decisions from the place of fear, because if you make decision from the place of fear, you will get situation worse that will cause more fear and
Yes.
stress. Yes, as in you, I really like this conversation because it is really, it is so powerful, and it shows that decision from the place of being strong, of seeing yourself healthy. It is what you did. You didn't accept that you are weak, because even if you had pain, if you even had all these scary moments, but you didn't let them to affect the way how you made decision. You made decision from the place where you want to be. As you said, I thought who I want to become, that woman who I can become, the woman who cares about herself, who loves herself, yes, who does exercises and see what she can do. And this is what it is really like for some people. They say, "Oh, it is like miracle." Yeah, it is like miracle. Like doctor said that she will not get healthy, never, and then she just became strong, and now she's fitness coach and helps women. They can say, oh, it is not for me, it is just for some other people, like miracle happened. But it is not miracle. This the power of your mind. This is, if you knew that or didn't, you maybe you, even if you just felt yourself that your intuition was telling you that it is not the end, and you decided to be strong, and because you made that decision, this is the result which we have today.
Yes, and that's something that I also do at the very beginning when I start working with a woman. We look at things that she can actually do right now. So we do not step back into this place of fear, as you just said, where we say, "Oh, I have sore knees. I have this. I cannot do this." We really go into what is it that you can do now, because there's always something, and I visualize that with the idea of, like 0%. If you could really do nothing from a health perspective, what would that look like? It would be you in a full body cast in a hospital being fed through a straw. That's 0%. So if you can walk, if you can make your own food, if you can, you are already way beyond 0% of things that you can do. And we just need to find the most effective things that you can start doing now that will help you feel better, like really quickly, and get you stronger and healthier. But really acknowledge that as long as you're not lying motionless in a hospital bed, there's always something that you can do. And like you said, never give up. Find that thing and start doing it.
Yes, and understand that our spirit is so strong. We have so big potential, which is not even studied completely. Even we can see that in Joe Dispenza, when he does the events with thousands of people, how many people come on wheelchairs and then start walking, or deaf people start hearing, or blind seeing. It is really incredible power which we have in our body, and it is just not discovered yet. And the scientists and doctors, they don't know still everything about potential of our body. And that is why we can always have a choice, and we can decide who we want to be. Whatever happened, we still can have that hope, yes, and make decision from the place where we want to be, instead of be just scared, depressed. Because if we just allow ourselves to be scared, depressed, it is just the way to disintegration. Yeah, because we have to move forward to our image which we want to be. And if we quit that, automatically we will just go backwards. And this is always for us to decide. No one can do this for us.
Yes.
And another thing that you said, let's discuss gratitude. The interesting thing that when people have their health, yes, they have their legs, they have their hands, they take it for granted. And as you said, that so many people get angry for so small things, like as you said that
Absolutely, yes.
children didn't wash plate or something, and they may be angry or may be sad. But really, if we look at life, we have so many reasons to be grateful every moment and appreciate that we have vision, we have hands, we can walk, we can talk, we can do so many things. And unfortunately, people start valuing this when they lose it. Like when they
Yes.
lose eyes, then they say, "Oh, what if I had that eye back? Yeah, I would be the most like happiest person in the world." Or what if I
Yes.
had that leg back? Yes, so it is so good to appreciate what we have, and again to use our mind in that direction to see what we have and what we can do better, and living from the gratitude every day.
That's also why I'm actually grateful that I had this experience with even like the worst times in the hospital, everything. Today I'm grateful for this because it sort of showed me um how blessed you are when you have these things, and don't wait for life or whatever to take it away from you. I mean, it happened to me, and apparently that's what I needed to learn this. But you can be grateful now and just appreciate, like, every single day, every moment, I really appreciate every step that I take now, because I remember how it feels when you can't walk.
Wow, amazing, amazing, Kim. I really enjoy a conversation because there is another topic that is attitude. Is our attitude for to challenges. Yeah, we have to embrace challenges, and whatever happens, as you said, we can be grateful even for those challenges. Because if you look now, of course, when we are in the middle of that, of course, we don't want to be there anymore. But let's look at this situation now, from the place where you're now, and when you look back, you understand that that situation was given to you to discover that power within you, which you were not aware of. And because of that situation happened, you discovered that strength within you. And then you took it out and you became strong with your mind, with your spirit, with your body again. And now you can help so many women who are going through that experience which you went through. And you are now more powerful. I'm speaking to you. I say, just wow, such a great, powerful woman.
I think the attitude is really important, and this is also something uh, that I used to do this, and many women do this, many people do this. Uh, Something doesn't go the way you want it to go. Something goes wrong. Something happens, and we spend so much time thinking, why did that happen? Who's to blame for this thing? What is going on? Instead of just saying, okay, this is what happened. What can I do now? This is the only question you ever have to ask yourself. There's no point in going back and thinking, whose fault is this? Like, I was raised in this. When something went wrong in my home, my parents would say, who did this? Who's responsible? It was never, oh, what can we do now to solve this? And this is something I also learned. You just go, what can I do now? It's the only question that makes sense, the only question that will sort of get you out of this situation and that will help you move forward. And that's a very, very important attitude shift that we need, um, to get away from this, like, who's to blame, or what is to blame, or why is this happening? What's the reason? You can reflect on that at some point. That's fine. But in the situation, what can I do now is the only question that you need to ask.
Yes, yes, exactly. What I can do now and who did that, right? We can look for role models in every situation because there are people who had that experience. For example, as you now, yes, you can become role model for other people who are in that situation and who face suddenly the diagnosis which they never even thought that it can happen with them, right? And there are so many role models, and you can think who did that, who
Yes.
overcame those challenges. And there are many coaches like you, health coach, right? Like who not just got this information from reading book like theoretical, but it was your life. You went through this, and you have this knowledge now to help women. So there is always the way how to find the help and get in the right mindset and learn what you can do in your situation to get better and better every day. Because when you see that other people did that, it means that you also can do that.
Yes, I think it's really important that the part about getting help, because we struggle when it comes to getting help. We think we should be able to do this alone, um, especially stuff that I deal with when women struggle with their weight, which is often just the effect of many other situations and habits in their life. But they feel ashamed and guilty and think, why am I carrying this much weight? And I should be able to do this on my own. This is something that is expected of me, and also this feeling that I'm not worth investing in this. It's just because I am doing everything wrong and I can't do it, and um, I should be able to do this alone. When getting help is so empowering and it makes all the difference, and it goes for all walks of life. I mean, I'm getting help in my coaching business. I'm studying, to become a better coach all the time. If you want to grow, if you want change, if you want to improve, you want to get help. There's, like you said, so many role models out there, so much help you can get. Why would you struggle alone, and lose the same 20 pounds over and over again, put them back on, lose them again, if you can get help to sort of find a solution that is sustainable and that it will empower you.
Yes, yes, exactly. And you can just think who you want to be in 10 years or in 20 years or in 30 years. You have to decide who you want to be. If you want to be strong woman, healthy, beautiful, fit, you have to do something today different. If you don't like your picture in the mirror, so it's just because of your habits, and you can change those habits. And of course, is because we are habitual creatures, our eating habits, we have moving habits, and exercising, sleeping, everything is habits. And we are not aware of them because it is all on autopilot, how we used to do, and we do these things even not controlling what we do, right? Some people like to eat in the evening or maybe wake up in the night and eat. So these all habits which impact the way how they look. So again, it comes from decision. Create that image of the person who you want to become in your 80 or in your 90 or your 120 years, so when you're 120, whatever you decide for yourself, and just think from that place what habits you have to do today. And the habits you can develop them, because when you start working on something new, on one habit, and do it over the time, it will become your habit and it will replace the old one which doesn't serve you, and then you can pick up another habit. So this is something that you can create. And of course, it is not easy to do alone because these habits are very strong. And especially when if the people, like somebody who faces some health problems, it needs very strong willpower, it needs motivation, it needs inspiration. And that's why role model and coach can help you to hold you accountable, because it is so easy to just quit. Yes, and because those habits like trees with very deep strong roots, you cannot just
Yes.
pick them up easily. You have to cut this one, and this is you don't delete the habit, you cannot cut them, you just can replace them with the new empowering habits, and it takes time. That's why accountability and having a mentor who can see your power, who can see yourself, that person who you want to become, and just hold your hand and help you to be that person.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Kim. I really enjoyed our conversation. And let's pick a little bit about the, as you said, the joints, like people when they become elder, I don't know what, like 60, 70. I live in UK and I see here even many people in 80, they already are in bed. not
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah.
And it is really very, very, very strange for me. Like, why the people would allow themselves to, at 80? Because for me, 80 is just, I think it is just the age when people should be very active. And
Yes. Um,
they, yes, so
I think
uh,
the problem is our environment at the moment, because the whole world is built for us to be sedentary. We sit at our computer all day for work. You know, some people at home, some people have to commute, but that doesn't involve a lot of movement. We can have our entertainment in our homes. We don't even have to go out to the cinema anymore. It all streams into our homes, so we don't leave the sofa. And we can even have food delivered to our doorstep, so we don't even have to go out to get food. So this is all sort of conspiring for us to stay sedentary, and our bodies cannot bear that. They cannot tolerate that. Our bodies were made, they were optimized for movement. That's what our ancestors did. They were up on their feet all day to find food, to hunt or to gather whatever it was. And that's for optimal health. We have to be in movement. And because our environment is built in this way, um, I always say we have to fight. We have to fight for our right to move. It will not happen automatically. Nobody, no boss, no family member, no one is going to say, "Come on, take a bit of time and move." You know, it's not happening. You have to stand up and say, "Okay, I'm going to take my half-hour lunch break now to go for a walk." Or if you can't get outside, go to the staircase and walk up and down the stairs. But you have to be the one who's intentional and deliberate to start moving, because that's the only way it's going to happen. Nobody else is going to help you with this. And because we are so sedentary, yes, of course, our muscles they atrophy, our joints they dry out. It becomes painful to move, and then we have a vicious cycle where it's painful to move, so we don't move, so we get worse. Then it's even more painful. We move even less, and that's how people in their 80s find themselves bedridden and needing care, which is very sad.
yes, exactly. So when they have pain in the joints, they just, as you said, they start moving less, and because they're moving less, their joints becomes more dry, because the joints are the parts of the body which needs movement to get necessary elements to be coming
Yes,
to them. If they don't move, they just dry. And this is how paradox happens, that people don't move, that's why their joints don't work. And then when they start feeling pain, they think that, oh, I have to move less, but and
yes,
it causes that joints just come out of order, and then they cannot walk at all. So it should be opposite. Like, it should be
yeah.
opposite. Like, you
It's
have
not
to. Mhm.
it's not easy, and that's also where you can work with a coach, because if you look at exercise videos on YouTube, they're all really good, but they're not for people who are a little bit older and who have like high mileage joints. And if you when you start having joint pains and everything, you would need to keep moving and to need to find the way of movement that you can still do, because it will help you get better overall. Instead of stopping, you have to start, and you have to sort of circumvent the pain and keep training in a way that's possible for you. And that's best done with a professional who could tell you, okay, I see you move like this, you have this limitation, so let's try that, and let's try something else, and help you build a program. That's what I do for my clients. Build a really individualized program that is exactly right for where they are at now. What's their status quo now? So challenging enough for them to progress, but not overloading them or overcharging them, and most of all, keep them moving.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Thank you so much, Kim. So before we wrap up this episode, what would be three advice which you would like to share with our guests?
Yes. Well, the first one is um, start small. Whatever you do, start small. Do the tiniest thing. I know we're living in this culture where we have to go all in and, go big or go home, all these things. But this always backfires because we have so much on our plates. If we want to go big, we're going to get overwhelmed and we stop. So start small. The second one is start now. Don't spend so much time planning and thinking and you know, most people know what to do. Yes, you need to drink more water. So start now. If you're listening now, go to the kitchen, get a glass of water and drink that glass of water. So do not overthink. Do not keep planning for the great thing that you're going to do. Um, and then never do anything. Start now. Start small, start now. And number three is never give up. Even if you're feeling really low now, just find one thing that you can do, the smallest of things. Don't give up. Do something right now, and that will, you know, create momentum and help you move forward.
Thank you so much, Kim. It was really so powerful conversation, and I'm sure that people who listen to us will take so much takeaways and aha moments here. And important, of course, is implementing. Yes, because you have that power within you, and you can become everyone you just can see in your head. What you can see in your hand, you can hold in your hand.
Yes.
So thank you for being an amazing guest, and we will speak later again. I think we can discuss more about this topic. And I wish you the best day.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.